I'm going to try and make this as quick and painless as possible, and if it gets struck down for copyright this time, I will simply make the whole video using this image and narration to the timestamps and the links in the description. With that being said, here we go. It would appear as if the producer of this performance by Madonna and Quavo, I think is how you pronounce his name, it's like they were told by the guy behind the window at the Illuminati counter to include masks, fire, and the loss of liberty as the predictive programming for what would be coming in the next year. So there's one of the images depicting the loss of liberty, also synonymous or very similar to the images depicted in I Pet Goat 2. There's some more of the fire, and to avoid copyright strike, I'm going to just tell you to go and click the link in the description and watch the video yourself. But right at the end of the video, this is one of the final scenes, and at the very end, she whispers, "Wake up," because this is a predictive programming that performance loaded with esoteric understanding of what was to come, and now, in hindsight, looking back, we can see the masks, and the fire, and the loss of liberty, though they may have not quite got the masks right. It's paper masks instead of gas masks, but hey, they were pretty accurate in their depiction of what was to come. But just before that final scene, there's this. They're all walking in pairs, hand in hand, and the very last couple walking up that set of stairs, the last couple to be seen on those stairs, and at the top they part ways and one goes to the left and one goes to the right. They're wearing the small hat flag and the Stinnyman from Stinmanland flags. And according to Christians, whoever brings world peace and stops the bloodshed is the bad guy. Yeah. He who brings peace to the Middle East is, according to Christian dogma, the Antichrist. So get rid of these words, Antichrist and devil, and just go with good guy, bad guy. So, the ongoing war that's been raging in the Middle East for generations, whoever brings a stop to it is the bad guy. This is the circular doublethink that I illustrated in one of my previous videos, talking about this guy who calls himself Pastor Daniel, Bible believer, KJV, King James Version, who says, Satan will devour his own. He will come get rid of all the evil. But he's just trying to trick you into thinking he's the good guy. And that's how you really know he's the bad guy, is because he does these good works. Likewise, he's not far off from the average Christian who fully believes the Antichrist will bring about world peace and stop the bloodshed. And that's how you know it's really the bad guy, is because he stops this ongoing war that's been raging for generations. That tells you the people that are keeping this war going for generations are the same ones that are going to tell you it's the bad guy that stopped it and brought a peace to the world. Yep, that's how you know it's the bad guy, because he stopped the bloodshed. Can you see how messed up that is? I hope so. If not, you definitely need to wake up, because that is black-white or doublethink, holding two contradictory ideas in mind simultaneously and believing them both to be true. That bloodshed is bad, but whoever brings a stop to it is the bad guy. Huh? Pulling a call for an uprising. And speaking of, I suggest when you watch this video, take all that shit call for an uprising jacked into your mind and throw it right out the window. Because he and people like him who have no other explanation other than Satanic Luciferian, are using fear-based mind control to keep you from being able to see anything but. So the video linked in the description is a co-branded performance with Madonna and Quavo at the Eurovision Song Contest. And this was produced, or at least it was uploaded to YouTube on May 19th, 2019, long before the fires, the masks, and the loss of liberty. And she starts out by singing her song called Like a Prayer. And it starts out with the lyrics that life is a mystery, everyone must stand alone. And that is true. The narrow path is only wide enough for one person to get through, because you will stand before God not with your family and friends, your wife and kids, your fellow church members, alone. After she sings Like a Prayer, she goes to the second part of the song with Quavo called Future. But in between, she says, they are so naive, they think we are not aware of their crimes. And then says, we know, but we are just not ready to act. And I'm going to draw your attention to some of those crimes that we are aware of and remind you that I've told you we are the Illuminati. We are a small group of people who are far more aware of the way the world works around us than those who are around us. And that we are the intel agents in a spiritual warfare on an operation so clandestine that even the intel agents themselves don't know that they are intel agents until they get activated. And they don't get activated unless and until they show that they are dedicated to the cause of the mission so thoroughly that they will not hesitate or get cold feet or reconsider. And the only way to do that, if they don't know what the mission is and they don't know that they're an agent, how can they show that they are dedicated to the cause? The answer to that is the light of Christ within you, your inner knowing of right and wrong that you were born with. To thine own self be true, and only if you are having proven that you are truly dedicated to fulfilling and staying in adherence to those principles that you yourself know that you were born into this world with, that you haven't let go of, only then do you get activated as an intel agent. Otherwise, you might blow some of our plans, reveal information, get cold feet, hesitate, switch sides, reconsider. Only once you've shown that you're truly dedicated to the cause so thoroughly that there's not a chance you would reconsider or get cold feet and hesitate, then you get activated. And I'll show you something what I mean by that here in just a moment. But back to Madonna's performance. After she says they are so naive they think we're unaware of their crimes, we know, we are just not prepared to act yet. She says the storm isn't in the air, it's inside of us. I want to tell you about love and loneliness, but it's getting late now. Can't you hear outside of your supreme hoodie the wind that's beginning to howl? And then she turns around and blows a breath towards all the people on the stage, and like the angel of death, fire consumes all of them. Like the Samvartika fire I went over in my previous video. And so then some of the lyrics from the song that she proceeds to sing with herself and Quavo, is not everyone is coming to the future, not everyone is learning from the past, not everyone can come into the future, not everyone that's here is going to last. And then it repeats that chorus all throughout the song in between the main lyrics. You ain't woke, come here woke and hear the broken. Come give hope, come give life. You only get one, so we got to live it right. Come, make peace. Come to pick an inspiration. Come complete you. Advise positive vibes. Open your mind. Open your eyes. Not everyone is coming to the future. Not everyone is coming from the past. I hope you know my life is gold. I drip that ice. I see the signs. Just free your mind. Welcome to the future. It's a culture ride. Again, this was all predictive programming of the culture ride that we're going through in the distillation process of the consciousness farm that we are on, and separating us into different petri dishes of like-minded cultures and consciousness. Welcome to the future. It's a culture ride. Too much pain inside. Don't like the person in your past, so let them die. Let your light shine. It's an override. You've been putting too much time trying to survive. Not everyone's coming to the future. Not everyone's learning from the past. We can light up the dark. Everyone has a spark. Don't tell me to stop because you said so. Your future is bright. Just don't turn off the light. Tell the sun not to shine because you said so. Again with the chorus about not everyone's coming to the future. Not everyone's coming from the past. It's the future we're coming from being stars. It's the future where we come from being hard. It's the future where we come from beat 'em all. It's the future where we come from being boss. It's the future where you got to pay the cost. It's the future where you come from being lost. It's the future crucifixion on a cross. But you know I'm going to rise above it all. So back to that part about being aware of their crimes and just not ready to act yet. Intel agents on a mission so clandestine they don't even know that they are agents until they get activated, and only activated if they show they're dedicated to the cause. I've been doing this for a long time. And this is the disturbing part, but just like I had to take it to Paula Houston, Pornography and Obscenity States Ombudsman in Utah, aka the Porn Czar, and Sonia Sorensen, FBI Cyber Squad Division, 20 some odd years ago. Let's go forward with this. This is a music video that came out 11 years ago before what the world came to know as Pizzagate by MGMT. That is the artists who produced this music video. Titled Kids. And this triangle within a triangle has since been put on the FBI list of code symbols for these black market operations that traffic in clandestine operations of their own and contraband that I can't even say, or I'm the bad guy for even saying it. He who fights with monsters might take care lest he thereby become a monster. He who fights with monsters, I just read that. And if you gaze for long into an abyss, the abyss gazes also into you, Mark Twain. So, in this music video called Kids, a little bit of blood here on the railing. Likewise here. And they literally terrorize and traumatize a kid in this music video, which is actually the purpose of the physical abuse and or sexual abuse, is to extract the psychological, mental, emotional, and spiritual trauma that they put this kid through in the making of this music video. So they are essentially extracting his essence, sucking his soul, sinking their vampiric fangs into his psyche. As they do this, they extract what a lot of people have come to know as adrenochrome. It's an energy. They feed on the energy, not necessarily a liquid extracted through the adrenaline. My phone turned the lighting down there for a minute. So throughout this video called Kids, and the eye is with that triangle within a triangle that is one of the known symbols. This represents kids in cages. This is supposed to be a car seat with bars. And this belt is not a seat belt. That is what chicks wear as a sexy belt, like studded metal belt. This is the wolf in sheep's clothing. I'm going to just buzz through these images quickly. Try not to get a copyright strike. You can watch it all the rest for yourself. In this scene, this little black-eyed pig-faced dude is slapping the character that's laying down that looks like a kid. This hand is slapping the face of the of the other puppet child on the ground. Remember, this was all put out prior to Pizzagate. No one would produce a video like this after the disclosure and revelations that have now become public knowledge. Nobody. Hot dogs, remember Obama with his $60,000 hot dogs? And then it goes to this scene where the hot dog goes into the mouth. But the good news is, all those little hot dog lovers get sucked up by what I essentially perceive, and the impression I get is that that's the cultural distillation right now, eating up all these hot dog loving little fish. This is the giant predator that cleans the moss off the belly of the whale, the fish that sucks the moss off the belly of the whale, that cleans the parasites off of the host. The cultural distillation. These are the essence of what's being extracted during physical abuse and sexual abuse, or just the psychological trauma and terrorizing and torturing of children, which is what they've done throughout the making of this music video. Like in satanic ritual abuse, they will let a kid develop a friendship with a rabbit and then kill the rabbit in front of the kid for the psychological torture and trauma of it. There's another one of those known symbols on the FBI list of code symbols that these black market operatives use to communicate amongst one another. Dancing pig ballerina turns into... Oh, I'm sure that was just a coincidence. Hamburger, hot dog, and pizza are used as code words because they are so common, you can slip them into conversation, and then let only someone on the other side who knows that you're saying it with a wink and a nod picks up on what you're actually talking about. And so they morph there from the ham to the hamburger to the pizza. Remember, we've already had the hot dogs. And they put them all in here together. No one had any clue what this could possibly be referencing and how this was some sort of, it's artistic expression. And then it morphs into this monster chasing the kid into the hand of the main artist that performs this music. And then that guy turns into a monster, throws the kid in his mouth that develops those large teeth, and the kid goes into the hole, the black hole, into the abyss. So those images we just saw were from a music video where the song is called Kids. This is an image from a music video by the same band, MGMT, from the music video of the song titled Electric Feel. Now, I recognize these guys. They're either from Chuck E. Cheese Pizza or, bizarre as it seems, Showbiz Pizza, which was a Utah version of the same thing, just like Chuck E. Cheese. And all throughout the music video, Electric Feel, they keep throwing these guys in there like mechanical. This guy's over here playing some sort of piano. The bear is playing the drum, and his mouth opens like he's singing. Just like at Chuck E. Cheese, these mechanical stuffed animals are up on stage performing like musicians at Chuck E. Cheese what? Pizza or Showbiz Pizza. I believe these are actually from Showbiz Pizza, which was a Utah one-off imitation of Chuck E. Cheese, not like a franchise where they had Showbiz Pizza in different states and different cities. I think there was only one. And I'm pretty sure these stuffed animals that they keep showing all throughout the video are from Showbiz Pizza from right here in Utah. And this isn't the best image of all the bears and stuff, but the reason I choose the images I've chosen here is because I'm going to show you what it says right here on the gorilla who's wearing the tuxedo and playing a keyboard. This keeps lighting up on the front of his keyboard right here. And it appears to say Rockophile. Yeah, what other kind of file do you know of? Uh-huh. I've tried to get the best images I could to try and figure out what that last part is. It's rocka something. Rockabilly? Rocka club? No, rocka F-I-L-E. A-F-I-L-E. Rockophile. Do you think that might be innuendo? Do you think that might be an indicator as why these guys like pizza so much? So, to my agents, you know, the agents that monitor my channel for various reasons, from different departments, from the implant to the sun tunnel to the airborne aircraft carrier to the black dot craft to the plasma fires. To my agents who gave me back 100 videos at the beginning of COVID that shows us there's more than one set of agents working towards more than one agenda. I have just written the first 10 pages of the report that's necessary to go forth with proceedings. And if everything I've shown here does not trigger an investigation, well, then the watchers who are watching the watchers are going to know why someone sidelined this and did not continue with the investigation when someone else already prepackaged it and showed you these guys have already shown us everything we need to know as preliminary evidence to go further and investigate and get warrants for their computers and their cell phones and finalize the proceedings and go forward with prosecution. They are telegraphing who they are, what they do, as blatantly and as clear as it could possibly be, so blatantly obvious, no one would make this blatant of a video in the post-Pizzagate world. No one. Only because they made this in the era where they thought no one would ever know their crimes. That wraps us back around to Madonna. They are so naive. They think we don't know their crimes. We know. We are just not prepared to act yet. So, to my agents, if you don't act on this, it is implicating you as well, and what side of this you're going to end up on. The watchers who watch the watchers are watching you. And the intel agents who are part of a spiritual warfare clandestine operation are everywhere. Operating using communication systems you don't understand and that you can't wiretap into. But if this isn't blatant and obvious enough for you to initiate, or I should say, finalize the investigation and move forward with the proceedings, then the investigation will be turned towards the investigators who did not go forward with the proceedings. Do I need to take this to Paula Houston? Do I need to take this to Sonia Sorensen? Or are you going to pick it up and run with it now that you have access to it? Are you going to pretend you didn't? and that somehow this isn't blatantly obvious. And the guy will say, yes, that was about me. I suffered sexual abuse as a child, and I was just expressing my inner demons. I'm the victim here. Yeah, the victim becomes the perpetrator, and clearly that's what these guys are showing you they are. Wolf in sheep's clothing, who devour the psyche of this particular child in the making of this music video. They're literally chasing him around with these monsters, and you see real tears coming from a real child in the making of this music video. Again, the name of that song is Kids, and that on the eye is a known symbol that the pedos use to communicate amongst each other and indicate their preferences. And you can't say it was all green screen and that kid wasn't really traumatized. This is the very beginning of the video, and all throughout the video, it centers around the traumatizing of this child. Real tears. In the making of the music video, Kids, I looked at the first comments and someone said, oh, I'm sure glad a kid wasn't really traumatized by monsters in the making of this video. Right. It doesn't matter if it was all green screen. It's just like making CGI kiddie porn. There wasn't any real kids that were actually raped in the CGI kiddie porn. So is that illegal? Yes. Because it perpetuates and feeds that psychological, spiritual black hole. This is essentially the same thing without the physical or sexual act in order to extract that energy. They use everything else because the only reason for the physical and sexual abuse is to extract this energy. Like the movie Monsters, Inc., except these are the real monsters glorifying what they do right in front of us. And these are real tears that can be seen streaming down this child's face. So these monsters can get off on what it is they enjoy doing, collecting the tears of children that are depicted in the graphic cartoon version later on in the same video. I'm going to cut this video off here. I have some more high vibe stuff I want to get to later, but I sure hope this activates and triggers a proceeding that leads to a further investigation, because I guarantee I could find the rest of the evidence. And we need some of you to flip on your fellow monsters. Not so that we can get the evidence we need for an airtight case for a prosecution in the court system. There is a higher law that is now being executed upon society. Justice will be had. The reason we need some of you to flip on your fellow monsters and on your fellow swampsters to drain the swamp isn't so that we have the evidence we need for an airtight case. It's because this is a spiritual warfare, and that is your way of turning to the light side, is by turning against the dark side. And there is a higher law and justice that is being meted out. Justice is being had. So you fellow swampsters, you need to turn on some of your guys and flip. Not so that we've got the evidence in an airtight case here in this terrestrial courtroom of our current legal system, which is about to be done away with, so that you might not suffer with the consequences of the actions that you've been a part of. Because the only people that might have a chance at not suffering the ultimate consequences are those who are still able to recognize the error in their ways So essentially, you've been put on notice. This is a warrant for all of your arrests that has just been delivered. They are so naive. They think we are unaware of their crimes, and that's why they go putting it right in front of our face. We know, we are just not prepared to act yet. But time is running short, very short.